Hey everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to introduce to you something truly unique, the King Solomon's Business Wisdom Coach. So this is an AI powered tool designed to help Christian entrepreneurs build and grow businesses using biblical principles inspired by King Solomon. So I'll walk you through what it is, how it works. Of course, we're going to look at the live demo, and also at a later stage, we will also look at how to set up for yourself in case you would want to do the same for your business, or you want to set up a similar tool to help you replicate yourself. It could be in business, could be in your workflows, or in any other areas of expertise. So we are also going to look at that at a later stage. Uh, but before we move on with all with the different components, there's something you need to take note. That is, this is a tool for Christian entrepreneurs. It is not prophet or pastor, um, and this tool is also has no spiritual authority, but or replacing God's guidance. It's simply wisdom and business strategy. So it helps with wisdom in terms of decision making capabilities. It helps in financial planning. It also helps in leadership and personal growth. It to keep everything aligned with Christian value. These common values like integrity, humility, and wise stewardship. So, also one other thing to note is this tool is not claiming to be Solomon or to speak for God. Instead, it uses principles like wisdom, diligence, integrity, humility, stewardship, and seeking counsel to help you make better decisions as an entrepreneur. So, as you see in the description, this is a tool that I was able to develop. So mainly in the description, it talks about a Solomon inspired Christian business mentor. Think of it as a mentor that uses biblical wisdom, especially from Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and the life of King Solomon, to actually guide modern Christian entrepreneurs with practical, ethical, and faith aligned business advice. So, as we will go through, you'll be able to engage this tool, and also you'll be able to use what we call the voice mode. So in the voice mode, you'll be able to interact with the tool, and it. What I mean by interaction, it will be a two-way interaction. So I'll show you the text base and also the voice hover of the tool. So as you can see, using the coach is simple. You just ask your business questions and it replies in a structured format using 5 key elements. So the 5 key elements that we're looking at here is the first one is what we call Solomon's principle. So this is the core wisdom idea. That's it's that these ideas are mainly biblical, derived from the book of Proverbs and and all these other writings that are done by King Solomon's. So the second one is based on biblical anchor. So there will be you'll be able to the tool will be able to guide you and give you short scripture references to guide you to know where exactly this is coming from. Then the third one, it will look at how do you look at it in the modern business application. So how does that principle apply or applies today? And then number four, we'll look at it will bring you components of practical actions and steps. These are things you can do in the next maybe 7 or 30 days, depending on how fast you look at. Then the tool also wrap up in its presentation in what we call the heart check. So this is mainly like a prayer. It gives you just a prompt prayer to keep your motives right. And if you want more of Solomon's tone, you simply say Solomon's mode on. Okay, so let's see what I've been talking about in action. So here, the first thing you do is you type. You'll be able to type uh, Solomon's mode on. So in that way, it will activate the mode. So let me check out some of the prompts I've already typed. So I'm going to show you two ways. First, it's the text version. Then we're going to look at the voice version where you'll be able to interact. So let's get to see. So first thing is, okay, so let's get to the first one. Okay, sorry. So here we're using the first one. So our question today is how can I manage my money wisely in a new business? So let's type it here in the prompt. So make sure you just say Solomon's mode on, or you could just leave it like that. Okay. So let's see. Run. So it gives it time. So here it will tell you what it's thinking. It's reading through the documents. Uh, so it's going through, it's telling you what it's looking at. You can also be able to follow along what is coming through. So here is where we are. So as you can see, the response highlights what we talked about. The first one talks about the principle, and then it looks at the biblical anchor. So it gives you a bit of Proverbs. Then talks about the modern business application, and then the art check. So so the first one looks at Solomon's principle. Know the state of your flocks. So tracked every shillings. So here, these are some of the biblical references that backs up that statement. So the first one in Proverbs 27, Solomon talks about knowing the condition of your flocks and paying attention to your herds because they are your wealth. So the next one talks about Proverbs 24, talk about wise people built with knowledge and understanding. So in modern business application, in business terms, your flocks are your cash, stock, customer, debts. So a new business dies not because it lacks idea, but because it runs out of cash. And notice. So you cannot manage what you don't measure. So as a Christian entrepreneur, you should be excellent with numbers, not careless, because you are stewarding what belongs to God. So these are the specific actions that you should be able to do in a couple of maybe 7 days or weeks and stuff like that. So you're supposed to create, it gives you the areas that you're looking at. So you're supposed to create a simple monthly budget for your business, so expect income, fixed costs like rent, internet, and salaries and licenses, variable costs, materials, and stuff like that. So you're supposed also to track every transaction daily. Of course, nowadays we're using digital tools, so you'll be able to remember them later. So you need to review money weekly, how much came in, how much went out, and what surprised you. So list all your debts and obligations, suppliers, loans, and everything. So nothing is hidden. So here, as part of the art check, you're supposed to you look at I'm avoiding my numbers out of fear, or so here you're asking, am I avoiding my numbers out of fear or laziness? If God asks me, how are you managing what I gave you? I could answer clearly. So this one gives you the second principle: separate yourself from your business. Don't mix with money. So these are the biblical anchor. Honest, they say honest balances and fair measures matters to God. The prudent sees danger and take refuge. So all these are the different principles. Principles number 3, and then number 4. So you have all this. So this is the text version of what the guideline is all about. So the key things here, it follows what we call King Solomon's principle. So then within the principles gives you the biblical anchor, and then and how is it applicable in this business world? Then you look at the steps, what you need to do, and then you have some reflections in that regard. You ask yourself, and then you should be able to to have a short prayer in that regard. So that's the component of using the text version. So the next one we are going to look at is the voiceover. So we are going to ask other questions in that regard. Okay, so let's try another question. But this time we are going to use the voiceover mode. So the voiceover mode will allow you to interact freely with this tool. You can also pause, you can, ask questions in the middle, you can interject, or they can guide you. So let's see how the voiceover in this component works. So for you to activate the voiceover, you come here and then you click use voice mode. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. So whenever you're ready, you let me know.
Absolutely. I'm ready whenever you are. Feel free to fire away with your questions.
So the first question we're looking at, how can I apply Solomon's advice on diligence and laziness to my business?
Absolutely. Let's dive into that with a Solomon inspired perspective. Number 1, Solomon principle, diligence over laziness. Biblical anchor from Proverbs, Solomon frequently reminds us that diligent hands lead to plenty, while laziness can lead to lack. For instance, Proverbs 10:4 talks about how the diligent bring wealth and those who are lazy end up wanting. Modern business application. In your business, this means consistently putting in the effort and not cutting corners. It's about showing up each day, tackling tasks with care, and not letting procrastination or complacency take over. Specific, actionable steps. Set small daily goals that keep you moving forward. Create a routine that encourages regular, steady work habits. Celebrate small wins to build momentum and keep motivation high. Heart check reflection questions. Am I being faithful in the small, everyday tasks, not just the big goals? Do I approach my work as a way to honor God with diligence? In short, applying Solomon's advice means embracing diligent, steady effort each day.
Could you slow down a bit? It was a bit fast.
Of course, I'll slow it right down. No rush at all. So, in simpler terms, just think of it this way. Solomon's advice is really about being steady and consistent. Each day, put in honest effort and do the small things well. It's really that simple. Keep a routine, stay diligent, and you'll see the fruits over time. Let me know if that pace works better for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. Glad that works better. So just remember, steady diligence each day really does build a strong business over time. And if you keep that in mind, you'll be on the right path. Feel free to ask anything else whenever you're ready.
So the next question is looking at how do I remain humble and God-fearing when my business is growing?
Absolutely. That's a wonderful question. Let's dive into that Solomon style as well. Number 1, Solomon principle, humility and reverence. Biblical anchor. In Proverbs, Solomon often highlights the value of humility and the fear of the Lord. For example, Proverbs 22:4 notes that humility and the fear of the Lord bring riches, honor, and life. It's a reminder that even as you grow, staying humble and remembering who's ultimately in control keeps you grounded. Modern business application. In practical terms, this means as your business grows, you take time to acknowledge that your success is a blessing. Stay teachable, treat others kindly, and remember to give credit to your team and to God rather than letting pride take over. Specific actionable steps. Practice gratitude regularly. Take a moment each week to thank God for your growth and reflect on the bigger picture. Seek feedback and stay teachable. Invite input from mentors or team members to keep yourself grounded. Serve others. Look for ways to give back or support your community as a reminder that your business is part of a bigger purpose. Heart check reflection questions. Am I giving God the credit for my success, or am I taking all the credit myself? Am I treating my employees and partners with the same kindness and respect I did when we were smaller? In a nutshell, staying humble and God-fearing as you grow is about remembering your roots, giving thanks, and staying teachable.
So, our last question is looking at how should I handle competition as a Christian?
Absolutely. Let's tackle that one as well. Number one, Solomon principle, integrity and fairness in competition. Biblical anchor, Solomon's wisdom in Proverbs often emphasizes ISD and fairness. For example, Proverbs 11:1 says that the Lord delights in accurate scales, meaning he values honest and fair dealings. This applies to how you handle competition as well, with integrity and trust in God's provision. Modern business application, as a Christian entrepreneur, handling competition means you compete fairly and ethically. You don't cut corners or undermine others to get ahead. Instead, you focus on doing your best work, trusting that God is in control of your opportunities and outcomes. Specific actionable steps, focus on your unique strengths rather than worrying too much about what others are doing. Practice ethical marketing and honest communication with your customers. Pray for your competitors. It might sound surprising, but praying for them can help keep your heart in the right place and remind you that there's enough room for everyone in God's plan. Heart check reflection questions. Am I acting with integrity even when competition gets tough? Am I trusting God for my success, or am I trying to win at any cost? In essence, handle competition with integrity and trust. Compete fairly, honor God in your actions, and know that your provision ultimately comes from Him.
So do we have such companies in these real world scenarios where they're being able to apply those principles so that we can benchmark from them?
Absolutely. There are definitely
Could give them the names and so that we can, check it out as well.
Certainly, I'd be happy to give you a couple of examples. One company that often comes up is Chick-fil-A. They're known for running their business with Christian principles, including closing on Sundays and focusing on kindness and service. They compete in a very competitive industry, but they do so with a strong emphasis on integrity and treating both employees and customers well. Another example is Hobby Lobby. They're known for openly running their business according to Christian values, and they've made decisions that reflect their beliefs, even if it means taking a different route than their competitors. They focus on fair employee treatment and ethical practices. These companies aren't perfect, of course, but they're examples of businesses that try to integrate faith, integrity, and fair competition. You can definitely look at how they operate as a kind of benchmark. Hope that helps.
Okay, sure. Now, the last one. How can a Christian business thrive in this evolving era of artificial intelligence and human intelligence? So, how can Christian business evolve and still remain to keep all those principles intact?
Absolutely. That's a great question to wrap up with. Number one, Solomon principle, wisdom and adaptation with integrity. Biblical anchor, Solomon was known for seeking wisdom to navigate new challenges. In Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, we see that wisdom is about applying timeless principles to new situations. For a Christian business in the age of AI and rapid tech changes, that means staying rooted in your core values while wisely adapting to new tools. Modern business application. In practical terms, a Christian business can thrive by using AI and technology in ways that align with its values. That means using tech to serve customers better, improve fairness, and maintain transparency. You can adapt to new tools without compromising your ethical standards. Specific actionable steps. Evaluate new technology through a values lens before adopting any AI tool. Ask if it aligns with your commitment to honesty and service. Use technology to enhance, not replace human dignity. Make sure that automation or AI is used to support your team and customers rather than cut corners at their expense. Stay teachable and adaptable. Like Solomon sought wisdom, keep learning about both technology and ethics so you can navigate changes wisely. Heart check reflection questions. Am I using technology in a way that aligns with my faith and values? Am I balancing innovation with integrity, ensuring that I'm not sacrificing my principles for the sake of convenience? In essence, a Christian business can embrace new technology thoughtfully, using it as a tool to uphold their values rather than compromise them.
Oh, thank you. That is well, uh, thought through. So now I would like you to wrap up those key takeaways from what we've discussed and also be able to give me a copy so that generate for me like a technical brief for my team to also be able to look into that.
Absolutely. Let's wrap it all up into a neat summary for you and your team. Number one, key takeaways, Solomon-inspired business wisdom in a modern world. Number one, diligence and integrity. Stay diligent in your daily efforts and build your business on a foundation of honesty. Just as Solomon advised, consistent, faithful work leads to long-term success. Number two, humility as you grow. As your business grows, remain humble and God-fear. Give credit to God, Stay teachable and treat others with kindness. Number 3, handling competition with integrity. Compete fairly and ethically, trusting that God is in control. Focus on your own strengths and maintain honesty in all dealings. Number 4, thriving in a high-tech world. Use modern technology, including AI, in ways that align with your values. Adapt with wisdom, ensuring that new tools support your integrity rather than compromise it. Brief for the team. Overview, we've discussed how to apply Solomon's wisdom to modern business. Key principles include diligence, humility, ethical competition, and wise use of technology. Action points, encourage steady, diligent work habits. Foster a humble, thankful attitude as we grow. Commit to fair and ethical competition. Thoughtfully integrate technology in a way that honors our values. By doing these things, we can thrive in today's business world while staying true to our faith or principles. There you go. Feel free to share that with your team, and I hope it's helpful.
Yeah, that was really helpful. This, as you are taking us through, I remember there's this question that about how do you balance trusting in God with taking business risk. So I think that that question came in my mind. So how do you handle that?
Absolutely, that's an important piece to include. Let's add that in as well. Number 1, balancing trust in God with taking risks. Solomon principle. From a biblical perspective, Proverbs 3 encourages us to trust in the Lord with all our heart, but also to use wisdom. Solomon teaches that we can rely on God while still making thoughtful, well-planned decisions. Modern business application. This means you pray and seek God's guidance, but also do your homework. You plan carefully, take calculated risks, and trust that God is with you in those decisions. It's about balancing faith with practical wisdom. Actionable steps. Pray before major decisions. Ask for God's guidance and peace as you consider business risks. Seek counsel. Talk to trusted advisors who share your values. Make a plan. Combine your faith with practical planning so that your risks are well considered. Heart check. Am I stepping out in faith while still using the wisdom God has given me? Am I trusting that God is ultimately in control, even as I take thoughtful steps forward? So, in summary, trust God, use wisdom, plan carefully, and you'll find that balance between faith and taking business risks. I'll add this to the brief for your team as well.
All right, thank you. So it was nice talking to you. We'll catch up later.
You're very welcome. It was great talking with you as well. Anytime you want to chat again, just reach out. Take care, and we'll catch up soon.
Okay.
All right, take care and talk to you later.
All right. So this is the kind of coaching that keeps your spiritual and business life aligned. So the next session that we will come up after this will be how to set up, like, you would want to set up your personal assistants to be able to the person whom you can communicate with, who can do for your task that you're supposed to do. So, but the key things here is like as we mentioned earlier, this when looking at this or when sharing this tool with others, you need to be mindful that it's for Christian entrepreneurs or any other entrepreneurs that that looking at this in that perspective. Anyone who wants to do business the biblical way. It also helps with decision, strategy, leadership, money, planning, and growth. So you need to remember that this is actually it's wisdom integrated with business, not prophecy. So these are biblical ideas that have been put together. So the key thing you need to note that it's safe, ethical, and focus on values like integrity, diligence, humility, and stewardship. So, so whatever we've been discussing looks at it actually they are recorded in the chat session, so you can later be able to look through. So to get this model, it's already part of the GPT. So you need to explore and then be able to type King Solomon's business wisdom coach. So you should be able to use it from within this. But also, if you maybe unable to look at it, so you should be able to check it on down below on the descriptions. So thanks for watching. And if you want more of Solomon's inspired lessons, demos, or business wisdom content, be sure to like, subscribe, and you do the needful. So for those who want to have a customized business ideas, let's keep in touch and make sure we work through this together. Thank you.